about how the business community in Ghana can benefit more from the state institutions that serve them directly. So over the past few weeks, we have been talking with organizations like the Registrar General's Department. We've been talking to the Commercial Court. We've been talking to the Ghana Revenue Authority and the businessmen themselves. This morning, we want to place a focus on how the businessmen themselves are using one of the main systems that they are supposed to work with, how they pay their tax and file their tax returns, as the ITAPS system introduced by the Ghana Revenue Authority as part of the big program. We spent the past few weeks talking about how to use ITAPS. We've introduced ourselves to the app, to the online interface. We know that it gives us the opportunity not just to file our tax returns, but also manage our personal records as businessmen and women. And we've talked about how important that is. This morning, Samson Asaki Awengebet is here, my very good friend with the Importers and Exporters Association, and he'll be telling us about how these reforms are being accepted or are being used by the business community, and whether or not he and his members have any questions about its implementation. Of course, I'm here with Andrew J. Holmes as well. He's a research fellow at the Institute for Statistical, Social and Economic Research, ISSEG. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Let me begin with you, Andrew, and of course, we'll be joined by the Ghana Revenue Authority as well on the phone. Yes, and as soon as they are here, we would, of course, add them to the conversation. Andrew, let me begin with you. We at ISSEG have been tracking the implementation of tax reform. How successful has it been?
Thank you very much. So, when talking about tax collection and tax payment, we look at it from two angles. The taxes that we pay within the country and those which we pay when we import items. So we have the Domestic Tax Revenue Division of the GRA, and we also have customs, which is specifically to collect tax on our behalf when people import items. So in the last decade or even beyond, what we've attempted to do as a country is to ensure that the systems which are available for people to pay their taxes are eased up through the use of technology and basically reforming the way things are done to ensure that paying taxes is not a burden, but it's made easy for everybody who has to pay. We've also attempted to develop systems which will make the tax collection procedures easy for the tax collectors. So specifically in the domestic angle, what Ghana did was to introduce what we call TRIPS, which is a Total Revenue Integrated Processing System. And formally, if you had to pay taxes, especially business profits, taxes on business profit, then you had to send so many documents to the tax office for processing. The idea of introducing TRIPS was to ensure that we cut down the use of these papers. Of course, we've made some progress, and now close to 56% of the processing systems for people who want to pay their business taxes is done through the TRIPS. There is yet another 45 to 50% which ought to be moved there. So some progress have been made there. And then when you come to the international front, the import and export, what we did beginning, let's say 2002, was to ensure that most of the activities done by importers are also done through the internet. But we made a bigger leap in 2017 when we introduced what we call paperless. And what the paperless attempted to do was first and foremost reduce the number of days people use to clear goods from 20 to 4 hours. And there I would say we've moved...
No, it's not 4 hours.
That was the objective.
Yes.
But
the reality is not 4 hours.
Yes,
anyway,
so Andrew, which is what he's saying.
Sorry for interjecting anyway. But
which is what Andrew is saying.
You can give him the chance.
No, you go.
Yeah. The point I'm making is that we had an objective to reduce the time taken to import an item from 20 to 4 days. And I mean to 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yes. We also had an objective to reduce the intrusive inspection, which is opening the containers and looking at what you have in there, from 90% to 10%. And then we also wanted to remove internal barriers, where if you are importing a product through Ghana to Burkina Faso, Mali, or any of the landlocked countries, you could get all the clearance and then move your car through the country without any further inspection. So what have we achieved with the 20 to 4 hours? We've done 4 days. If you ask about the intrusive inspection, based on the records from the GCNet, it suggests that we've reduced that to about 50 to 60%. But some of the work we have done suggests that virtually all the containers are still opened. Then we also wanted to remove internal barriers. Some minor internal barriers have been removed, and we are yet to implement the strategy where if you imported something to Burkina Faso, you pay all the duties in Accra, and then you can move your containers to Burkina. So basically, I would say that we've made some progress, but there's still room for improvement. But one of the things we should pat ourselves on the back on is the fact that now, instead of, let's say, 10 to 20 days, people are doing between 4 days and 1 week, which is an improvement. There are even people who do it less than the 4 days. There are some challenges, and as we go on, we could elaborate on that.
Of course, and we've been joined on the line by Patrick Frimpong Danso. He's at the Office of the Commissioner for Domestic Tax Revenue Division as the GRA head office. Mr. Frimpong Danso, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Daniel, and greetings to all your listeners.
Greetings. And I'll quickly, before I come to you, Mr. Frimpong Danso, I'll quickly come to Samson Asaki Awingevit, who, of course, is the user of these reforms that have been introduced by the GRA. So realistically, like you were referring to earlier, how is the use of the trips now?
No, very well. As a very big good morning to your cherished listeners and to my friend in the studio here. And then let me say a big good morning to the Commissioner General and then our friend Frimpong, who's on the line to speak with you, to your listeners. The truth of the matter is that over the years, from Mr. Blankson time to Mr. what was the current commissioner name? Kofi Nti time. They have tried their best. In fact, it was, if you recollect, we used to have about, I think, 3 arms of or 3 institutions collecting taxes for this country. So in his best memory, Prof's time, they went to Parliament to amend the law to bring in these institutions together. And that is where you see that they've moved a custom division from Ministry of Trade to Ministry of Finance, because under GRA, they are directly under Ministry of Finance. You know, globally, customs worldwide are supposed to be with the trade. But in Ghana, because of they brought the IRS, the GRA, and the other institution together, they brought them together, making Ghana Revenue Authority. And so since then, to President Mahama time, where when we talk about the port issue, remember we used to be with the destination inspection companies.
Yeah.
And so clearing goods used to have so many issues running from DIC to customs. So in his time, he also moved the job from the DICs, the destination inspection company, to custom, and then brought in a service provider called the West Blue, you remember, to provide a solution whereby there will be gone by the days that when an importer brings his invoices or her invoices and present to an agent, and the agent then send it to the DIC for values to be produced for he or she to go and pay duty on behalf of the client, where sometimes the values do come so much, and when the importer want to raise issues, then we say let's go to custom for them to do the final arbitrage. So when they were taking the job from the DIC to custom, we said that was good. And so since then, we came into single window, which said, okay, all institutions, regardless to either you are issuing documentation or certificate or permit for clearance to go through, will be hooked into that West Blue system. Then GCNet will do the distribution, you remember. So from single window, then another government came, that is the current government. And the vice president hosted all of us, all those traders associations in the country, bringing in port authorities, bringing in other port authorities from other jurisdictions, and they are accustomed to come and share with us with their part of the world, how clearance is being done there in order not to delay the importer or to delay the businessman, and also to make the ease of doing businesses very robust in Ghana, so that at least we will be able to lay emphasis on that foundation to woo in more investors into the country.
Yeah.
And so that was the
Yeah.
Now, but the point is that when we're moving from the single window to the paperless, we advise that they should do it in bit by bit. By starting maybe not with perishable goods as well, but non-perishable goods, so that we will work to perfect the system. So when we work to perfect the system, then we cannot add on perishable goods, because other than that, if we move a whole one day into the paperless and the systems are down, which you and I can testify that sometimes our data, our internet base is not the best, and so sometimes when there are ups and downs, then who suffer is the businessman who suffer.
Yeah.
But the reason for the vice president to root or to campaign for these people to come was to make the business person friendly and make it easy of doing business in our port. You understand? And so it was good. We moved in. We criticize. We, of course, our job is to criticize government constructively. So we raised the issues, but we moved on the 1st of September 2017. We also on the 6th night what happened, the uproar, because there were challenges, and as we also admitted that in every
The implementation of every program,
major policy like that, there might be some teething.
challenges.
Yes, but though the government could have managed it well if they had accepted our proposal that let's start on commodity that is not perishable, so that as we move on, then we add the rest. But having said that, well, the government had it way. They make sure that the service providers be on their feet and work. So as we speak, yes, the 4 hours is not workable, which the vice president has accepted it in public. Even the president also made it. It is within 3 to 4 days, or within 4 to 3 days to 2 days. Yes, you can be cleared the goods at the port. Yes, some goods has to go through scan, and from scan it has to go. But we are in a human institution. I was very happy when the vice president he revised the institutions that were supposed to be present at the port. You know, at the time of the paperless implementation, we were having about 14 institutions at the port.
Let's say 16.
Yeah. And so by the second revision that was done in 2018 or 2019, earlier this year, I can't recollect
November
the date. Then the vice president said, okay, if you have to issue only permit, there's no need for you to be at the port there and cause any delays, because that was actually what's happening at the port.
Okay.
So the vice president said, no, go back to your various offices, because the desktop is, you can see it. If someone is clearing goods, that you need a permit from Atomic Energy Commission, or there are certain institutions that maybe EPA, Environmental Protection Agency.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need to be part, because you are not conducting physical examination.
Okay.
But we will give the authority to only Standards Authority. We will give the authority to only Custom, of course. We will give the authority to Food and Drug Authority. Yes, 3 of them. Even, you know, I sometimes say, for me, if you ask me, I would even tell you there's no need for FDA to even be in our port. They can mount surveillance in the market. Why? Because under Custom, they have custom chemists. Gone are the days when they were not there. It was custom chemists who used to work. But Perfecto, they want to be there to make sure that exactly.
So is it running well in your view?
Yes, it's not 100%. It is not 80% as well.
What number would you give it?
Oh, I will give you between 65-70%.
Okay, I want to get the details of that 65 and 70% in just a moment. But let me go to Mr. Frimpong Danso, who is on the phone now. Patrick Frimpong Danso is with the Office of the Commissioner for Domestic Tax Revenue Division, GRA head office. Thanks for staying with us, Mr. Frimpong Danso. So here we are. We've walked through how the project has been implemented from a research point of view and from an end user point of view. And you being the implementer, would you agree with the 65 to 70% number or grade that you've been given?
Okay, Daniel, thank you. But I wanted to look at it from the domestic tax end. I think my good friend has spoken about where looking at the custom division, and as you look where I'm coming from domestic tax.
Okay.
And whatever he has said about the historical background he's given about the customs, yes, it's true that we've gone through a lot of reforms, and then he is now giving that 65. But I also want to look at it from the domestic point.
Okay.
Now,
okay, fair enough.
With the domestic tax, if you look at it, we're coming from the Business Enable Environment Program, where the major milestone was to improve upon our ease of doing business. And we are looking at the indicator called the paying of taxes. Now, looking at this intervention, GRA top management in our strategic plan decided that let's design a solution that will enable us to achieve this intervention, these milestones. Now, one of them we wanted to achieve was that we want to reduce the cost of compliance to our taxpayers, where a taxpayer has to spend so many hours in doing business with that by walking to our offices and being in a queue. We want to do that one. Second, we also want to improve upon the quality of return that the taxpayers submit. Now, if you submit a return to us, which you make mistakes or you underpay, we penalize you by penalty. We wanted to try to remove those things from there so that business can grow. The other thing is that to be able to file a good return, you need to keep proper records. And most of our small and medium taxpayers are not able to keep proper records. And with the help of the ITAPs, which we have introduced, it will help them to keep proper records. Now, if you look at all this, one of the things also we wanted to do is that to make it convenient and simple for our taxpayers to pay their taxes. That is where we came in with the ITAPs. If you look at the ITAPs is just like, let me give you just this a simple example. If you want to take money from the bank, you have to walk to the bank to cash your money. The bank decided that let's reduce that tension or that pressure on us by introducing ATM and online banking. The same thing ITAPs is now doing. Instead of we allowing our taxpayers to come and queue in our offices and then be in a queue and waste their time, drive from wherever they are to our office, we are giving them ITAPs. ITAPs make it convenient. You can sit anywhere in the world and they still can have some services for that. One of the services that you can provide online that when we deploy coming to the phase 2 is that you can apply for TTC and receive TTC online. You can also get your PAYE easier on ITAPs. You can also file your tax return. You can also apply for exemption, withholding exemption online. You can also apply for the personal tax reliefs, which we do upfront for employees online. All these things are coming together, including tax credit certificates. That's a major problem for us, where a taxpayer is deducted and the money they have to pay to GRA before GRA issue the tax credit, before we credit the account. With the ITAPs, they do everything online. Your account is credited. So ITAPs is an intervention that is going to allow us to achieve some of the milestones we have set in our strategic plan.
Right. So, Patrick, we went through a bit of this the last time you came. Since you began the implementation, how many users do you have at the end user end of ITAPs?
Yes, good. Now, for us yesterday, we have done training for our staff in DTRD, the domestic tax revenue, and the other division. We have trained our staff, about 1,700 staff has been trained. And then we have trained taxpayers, about 1,848. We have trained taxpayers throughout the country. As I speak to you right now, we have 5,052 taxpayers that are users of ITAPs. And we have 3,984 have submitted their return through ITAPs. And we are still encouraging people to do so.
What's the quality of the returns that are being submitted?
Because we are using ITAPs is just like we are taking the business rules of GRA and it's in ITAPs. So whatever you put in, the system does the calculation for you, so you don't make mistakes.
So we are getting over 3,900 tax returns filed that have no mistakes at all.
Yes, they are all correct, because they're using the correct tax rate and the correct calculation, because the engine for calculating the taxes is in ITAPs.
Can you give me an exact number of months that ITAPs has been in use?
Well, we launched ITAPs in 5th April 2019 by the Vice President. And after that, we started the training program just last month. So the ITAPs was launched during our Good Governance Week, but we started training just last month throughout the whole country. So we can say that they're about a month or two now.
Okay, so even if we are going to take it with the launch, that makes it 3 months. If you're going to take it from the training, that makes it 1 month.
Yeah.
So 5,000. I want to take these messages. When I come back, Patrick will begin by telling us how we want to bridge the gap between 5,000 and the 1.5 million that are already paying tax and the possible 15 million that are in the workforce. After which Samson will also tell us if he likes the ITAP system. We'll be right back. This is the Super Morning Show. Stay with us.
I believe that many of the problems people have with their health is as a result of the way they sit. In other words, your chair can kill you. Here's Dr. Marcus Mann of the Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
What you have to remember is that the spine is the lifeline to your body, and posture is the window to that spine. Now, posture is affected by your daily activities and habits like sitting. That's why at the Chiropractic and Wellness Centers, we recommend what I believe to be the best chairs available for preventing not only subluxations, but also other health problems that you may not be aware of. And that's Rabami and Mobilex chairs. Unfortunately, on a daily basis, I have to correct the effects of this poor sitting habit in our businessmen and businesswomen. Always remember, optimal spine equals optimum health.
So, for the sake of your health, buy Rabami or Mobilex chairs from Afrodan. We are on the first floor of the Swansea Shopping Arcade. Telephone 663-085.
Daddy, I bet you enjoyed your trip abroad.
Oh, yes. It was worth every peso, and the experience was breathtaking. The beautiful environment, the culture, and the food. Oh, my. Until I got terribly sick.
Perhaps from eating too many new dishes.
But you know, thanks to my Glyco travel insurance policy, all my medical bills were paid for the 3 days that I was on admission.
Really? Glyco travel insurance policy?
Yes, my dear. Glyco travel insurance is the best. Look, it covers medical and emergency services, personal assistance services, emergency return home, personal liability such as legal defense fee, loss of baggage, personal accidents, trip cancellation, or even delayed departure. And even these are the ones I remember off my head.
Yes, Glyco Travel Insurance has a worldwide cover and widely accepted by embassies, both Shenzhen and non-Shenzhen. Visit any of our Glyco offices nationwide or call 020-422-113 or 055-5305-547 for ready assistance from our experienced support team. Be safe, travel protected, and have a peace of mind. Glyco, we cushion you for life.
My name is Kwame Sefakai, and most of you know me as a media personality, but I am also a family man. The UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, saves me so much time by letting me do almost all of my banking transactions on my phone. The cardless withdrawal feature allows me to withdraw cash from any UMB ATM without an ATM card. I can also pay bills, transfer money, request for a loan, invest money, and so much more. So now, I can spend less time at the bank and more time with the ones I love. Bank anywhere and anytime with a UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, and get the time to do what you love most. Download the UMB Speed App from your Android, iOS, or Windows phone today. Call 0302-633-988 for more information. UMB Speed App, Digibank, let's go!
Syndicated Capital introduces the Silent Night range of luxury mattresses and pillows. And for the first time, the Silent Night pregnancy and nursing pillows, crafted to provide exceptional relief for your legs, belly, and back during pregnancy, as well as amazing back support feeding your baby. No more sleepless nights and no more hustle with breastfeeding. Check out the Super Pillow Top Orthopedic Mattress, made with 12 inches of memory foam cushioning, providing unparalleled comfort and guaranteed to last for 20 years. No mattress comes close in comfort and support. Also available are high-quality bird sheets, reversible quills, a large collection of orthopedic pillows and luxurious towels at unbelievable prices. Silent Night products are available at all Melcom shops, game stores, and Silent Night showrooms at Tema, Asylum Down, Adenta, Spintex Road, and Kumasi behind Minshia Palace. Or call 0302-242532 or 050-131-5776. Silent Night. Sleep like never before.
CIMA is the world's leading and largest professional body of management accountants. Boosting your skills with a professional qualification is a great career move. Studying the CIMA qualification will give you new business skills and increase your employability. Once you complete your studies, you'll become a chartered global management accountant. Register today and kickstart your journey to earn a globally recognized qualification. Visit CIMAglobal.com or call 030-396-0652. CIMA, powering trust, opportunity, and prosperity.
Feed your kids' imagination with more variety from DSTV this holiday. Just because there's no school, it doesn't mean the fun and learning have to stop. That's why DSTV has the largest variety of children's entertainment and educational shows in Africa. Help them learn valuable life lessons with the latest episodes of Pinkalicious and Peterific, Super Strikers, Coop and Cammy Ask the World, and many more. Get and stay connected to DSTV and find more ways to feed their imagination.
It's our passion, it's our game. Samsung Harvest will remain when this football season here. Samsung.
It's football season again, and the Samsung Stadium is packed with so many giveaways. With the Sham like goals, buy a 32-inch satellite TV for 949 Ghana cedis, or the 55-inch ultra high definition for 3,999 Ghana cedis, and get a satellite decoder instantly. Plus other gifts like Bluetooth speakers and even mobile phones. With our twin cooling plus fridge, you win a free microwave, and buying our washing machine gets you a free iron and many other gifts. Take advantage. Score big with the Samsung Soccer Passion promotion. Visit a Samsung store or authorized reseller near you now. Samsung, our passion, our game.
National Theatre, 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. daily for I Want Your Wife. This is a brand new Ebo White play. It's showing this weekend, the 13th and 14th of July. You can come over to Joy FM for your tickets or WhatsApp 050-554-6030 for details, enquiries, and deliveries. I Want Your Wife. Terms and conditions apply. Roverman Productions, be the difference. Now let's talk about Absa Group Limited, the parent company of Barclays Bank Ghana Limited. We'd like to share more about Absa Group Limited for you. Absa is passionate about African youth, and that's why we have invested millions of dollars in scholarships to educate thousands of students all over Africa, including Ghana. We've also prepared more than 200,000 students for the job market through our Ready to Work program. Welcome to Absa Group Limited. Absa, proudly serving you in Ghana as Barclays. Okay, Numbers and Stationery now offers a 30-day credit facility with no interest charge. We deliver free within Accra, Tema, and surrounding towns. Call us on 0302 764101 or 762307 or visit kingdomgh.com. Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, your number one stop shop for all office essentials, stationery and furniture. 20 minutes to the top of the hour now. Let me go straight to the phone lines, like I said. And when we're going we're going for the break. Patrick Frimpong also had just told us about how we have 5,052 persons who have signed up to use the iTaps system. But we have over 1.5 million actually taxpayers. So Patrick, what's the plan for bridging that gap?
Okay. Yes, I must also say that this filing, those who have filed right now, the 3,900, is the online one. But we have people who have did the filing manually earlier on when we were doing the filing period. So this is the 5,000, those who have filed online. Now, going forward, one of the things that we need to do, under the law, everybody who earn income in Ghana is supposed to file their return at the end of the year. So it's a law, it's by law. And we want to encourage people to take the advantage of the iTaps, because with the iTaps, it helps you to do the calculation and submit without you coming to our offices. Some of the things that we can do as we're going forward, we want to plan on that. If you need TCC right now, as a Joy FM employee, and you go to any of our offices, we'll ask you to go and file your return for 2018, and therefore you have to do that one. So it's better that you do it right now before you go there. We are also encourage you, as we go along, we also want to maybe linking with the embassy, that anybody who applies for visa or something can be asked to, if you have filed your annual return, if you have not done that as part of your requirement, to make sure that everybody in Ghana, once you earn income, you file your annual return. We're doing those things. And also, because we have been able to deploy this item, which makes it easier for you to prepare your return and file online without you coming to our offices, we are encouraging people that they should do that. Employers should encourage their employees under the law to be able to file their annual return. So we think that from now, it's more of education. We have also deployed, once we have deployed the item, it makes it easier for people. So we are encouraging people to do that. You know, anything that you come out with the first time, maybe the resistance might be there for now, but we are still encouraging people. We are going to do a lot of education to our taxpayers. They need to do to file your return at the end of every year. So we need more education, and also once the education goes through, we will now enforce it with other agencies. If you, like I said, the visa, as we go along, we can even link it to maybe your health insurance. To renew your health insurance, this is why I was thinking about. To be able to renew your health insurance, Once you do that, you'll find out whether you have filed your annual return. If you have not, we ask you to do that before we can do the renewal. We need to come out with look at different areas that will enforce this provision in the law. So that's what. But for now, we are looking at more educating our taxpayers to be able to file using the ITAPs.
How long do we have to educate our taxpayers before we begin the more robust and punitive measures?
As you know, we don't want to go too hard because we know that in Ghana we need to go step by step. And if you look at the ITAPs, we have got a lot of models which we are going to deploy by the end of the year. So we look at by the end of the year, if you have deployed all the models in ITAPs, where you can apply for TDC and all those things, then come next year we'll start enforcing some of these provisions in the law.
Right. Stay on the line for us just one more moment, and I'll come to Samson Asaki Awingobit, who is with the IEA. Of course, you deal mainly with paying of duties at the portal, but you still have to file your tax returns. So how can the GRA convince you to use a system like ITAPs? If you were to give them advice now, how can they convince you?
Oh, but the GRA we are stakeholders to GRA. Mm-hmm. That is why most of the times when they have their major policies, they invite the various institutions to come, associations to come, and they tell us this is a policy. How can you help? How can you disseminate information to your peoples out there to make good use of it? I think the ITAP will help more business people. Because a businessman who doesn't have the time to be driving to bank, you don't have the time to drive to bank, you can sit in your office and then use the mobile money, something to do whatever to pay your
taxes.
So many things.
And file your tax returns.
But when the last time they were in the studio, I listened to them. And so when they were talking on the ITAP, that's why I was asking Doctor here whether are they presenting tablets because they have a larger taxpayers and the medium taxpayers that they are dealing with at the domestic division of Ghana Revenue Authority. Whether are they giving them like when GCNet came, they went around installing software to people like the agents so that they can be able to use face-to-face interaction with their system. And then the doctor was telling me it is a website that you have to go on a GRA website to look for the ITAPs. So perhaps what is happening is that they have to give more education, as he himself rightly admitted, and then train, and then this education, they have to give more education to their own staff first before they can go step out, because it is their officers who normally goes out there to assess people for their tax payment. And so if they are not conversant with the software, if they are not conversant with the application, I even asked whether is it an app that everybody can download it or not, and then he was telling me it's the website. The point here is, what about if there are system down times? What happened? Okay, if one need to fill to access certain information on that very day, so perhaps they have to look at it as to whether they are they having more than one network that is providing them the internet services, bandwidth. so that if this telecom is down, the other telecom, they can reactivate this the other side, so that it doesn't cause inconvenience to the people, because we are bringing systems that will make the ease of doing business, and that is what we are all looking at. Because last time when I look at the doctors statistics that they gave here, and then on the ease of doing business in 2019 when the World Bank brought it, where the percentage at which we were 109, right, if my memory serves me right, and as compared to
120.
Yes. Yeah. As compared to 120 the previous year or so. Then apart from that, looking at the Ivory Coast, comparing that with the Ivory Coast rate, okay, you realize that why is Ivory Coast doing everything possible and then we are still lacking behind? Ivory Coast, we can. I'm not reminded of what happened after their election between Laurent Gbagbo and the current president, what's his name, Alassane Ouattara. But we saw that there was a civil war there. But at the end of the day, they are able to put up things, and their way of doing business is massive than us. We look at Rwanda, what happened at Rwanda, and Kagame came. We can see what happened. So sometimes it is not about what I have a problem with the GRA is that, and I have to be honest here, sometimes you don't come to the media and tell them we shall come after you, because the taxpayer is your partner. The business people are your partners. If you go to bank, you see how the bankers speak to your client. So they should take the taxpayer to be a client, have a very nice, yes, the law is there, the law is made for, but you reactivate the law when it's becoming worst. But if I come on radio like I'm the Commissioner General and I said we shall come after you, I mean you are putting fears to the people. Okay. Already people don't want to pay taxes, And then you also come to so you don't make good use of your office. You understand? I'm not saying that is what the Commissioner General has been doing, but I'm just saying that I get like when you are speaking to the gentleman Patrick, wasn't it?
Patrick Frimpong.
Yeah, he just made mention that they need to give more education, and I'm saying that to give effective education, it's not only to the taxpayer, but to give
to their staff as well.
Yeah, staff as
and
well.
he has mentioned
look
in
at
our
the
conversation
staff strength that they have 20,700 is woefully adequate. What is the numbers at GRA, including NAPCO staff? You understand that?
Yeah.
So I think yes. And in Ghana, anything that has to do with computer, people don't even want to go near computer. It is now that everybody that it is the best way to sell your product, is the best way to access information, is the best way to do marketing. And so this should be a form of a marketing to let them understand that gone are the days that GRA will be waiting for you to come with large volume of papers. We want to go paperless, and this is one of the best way to help. So we are there. I think GRA also need to engage us to also let them understand some of these things, so that we will be able, when we have the opportunity like this, we speak, people listen. We speak, people text. We speak, people call in. Yeah, because I cannot come here and say Harbour is not working when Harbour is working. And I cannot come here when Harbour is not working, I will say Harbour is working. I will have to speak the truth, what is on the ground. So practical people like us are people that they should even need to engage more and to understand them before even they go out there.
It's true. So let me take these as your final comments, Patrick. The feedback from a businessman sitting here in the studio is, number one, you should educate your staff, more of your staff, be more aggressive about it. Consider setting up an app so that you can work offline and online. And also, I think this will be a question. Are we assured of a stable internet connection?
Okay, thank you, Daniel. Yes, I will take the last one when you talk about the internet and then the stability of this system. I can say that we have the system where iTaps is hosted is a very strong place, and then we have the link, we have the two links, so that if one goes down, the other one takes over, and then we store it as a safe place, because we're also mindful of the Data Protection Act. These are people's data, so we are mindful of that one too. And secondly, too, if you look at what we are doing in GRA itself has started training our staff on customer care. We've done some, and then we are still it's ongoing. And we're going to train our staff how to handle customers. And as my good friend said, that we speak to you in a nice way, not to threaten you and those things. That's why, if you look at what I was saying, I'm talking about we need to do more of education than to cover.
Right.
Yeah. So we need to look at all those things there. Then the other thing is that for now, the app that we have on the iTaps, the full deployment.
Sorry, Patrick, if I may come in, if we are training customer service, I would want to, I don't know, I haven't met you before, or perhaps we've met, but it is our name that escape ourselves. This is Awin Gobi speaking. The point, I think custom need also a custom department and customer service department, especially call center, because, sometimes when the systems are down, could be West Blue or it could be GCNet, then when agents or when importers call to West Blue, because of course they know that it's West Blue that is down, then they will tell it is not from their side, it is from this, and then the only person they will want you say, custom officer will pick the call and said it's not from us. So at least you should be able to give up to speed.
Of course,
information
he's
to
with the domestic tax revenue division, but I'm sure he can relay the message.
They are together. They are together. There's no difference between them.
So we are actually running out of time. So Patrick, let's have you wrap up with the comments on the app. You were talking about the iTaps app.
Yeah. The iTaps, as it is right now, is a web-based, as we're told.
Okay.
And when we are looking at it, by the end of it, we'll have some of the modules being an app where we can download on your portable device.
By when?
That will be by the end of this year, because when all the modules have been deployed, they will come out with a portable device module.
Okay.
So this is what we are looking at. So as I said, we are going to do more of education for this item, more training of our staff, as he has also said, and also we're also making sure that we train our staff on customer care, how to handle customers. Thirdly, we're also looking at support. The support is very important. A call center, when somebody calls you, the way you talk to the person and the problem that the person have, how you solve the problem, and faster. So we're looking at all this thing as a holistic thing, and then we make sure that this item makes GRA move forward. And also Ghana will improve upon our ranking in ease of doing business. That is the main reason why we are deploying the iTaps.
Thank you very much, Patrick Frimpong Danso, for joining us. I'll come to Dr. Andre J. Holmes for his final comment in moving this forward. What's the way forward? In a minute, please.
Okay, so just to say that JRA has staffing issues in terms of numbers and training, and I'm happy that they are dealing with the training now, which is a good step. One of the things we suggest is that instead of having formal training sessions, they can also put some of the training in manuals so that people can read. Number two, at the
flyers.
That, at the paperless section or the customs division, where we are not able to reach the 4 days because of what we call compliance. So when I submit my documents online, sometimes it takes up to 2 days before someone responds. And they might come back with a response which says that there's no problem with my document. And so things should move forward. Other times too, they will come with issues. So can there be a way where the platform can detect issues as soon as you submit them online? So we can cut down the number of days.
Okay.
Or can they give you feedback quickly? So here, what we suggest is that there should be a dashboard where you can see what is happening to your documents that you have submitted. And finally, for every customs officer who is undertaking compliance for people, he should also be answerable to a senior person who checks on them as to whether they are following up on those documents. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Dr. Andre J. Holmes. Thank you. He's with ISE. Samson Asaki Awingovit is with the Importers and Exporters Association, and of course Patrick Frimpong Danso is with the Ghana Revenue Authority. This has been Profit and Progress. So the Super Morning Show. We'll be back.
At UBA, we pay close attention to you.